Today's review is from Northern Monk, and don't fret, it's not a supermarket beer, but a patron's project. This is a very strange looking artwork for a beer, but it is a patron's project and it is called Chris Simpson's artist, Love Sucks. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to Northern Monk and their Patrons Project. This is called, as I said, it is called Love Sucks. It's an IPA at 6.7%. Patrons Project, you always get this sort of unwrapping can artwork. So you can see there's like this two people sort of sucking a spaghetti and then the bloke literally takes their old head off. Very strange. And inside there's a bit more of the artist. Obviously it's a feature with this artist and his name is Chris. And it says Chris Simpson's artist, but I had a quick read through it and it doesn't really tell as much about the Simpsons. And I mean there's this image here, but I wouldn't exactly say it looks like a Simpsons art. But this says it's a beginner's guide to kissing. It looks like a Valentine sort of themed beer, but I picked up fairly recently. We're in April now. In terms of the beer itself, as I said, there's lots to unpack before we even get to drinking it. There is Brew 1, Talus, Sabro and Citra. I think they're very on the tropical side. Obviously Sabro and a coconut. Talus has that sort of pink grapefruit, Turkish delight. They're a bit of a cousin of each other, Sabro and Talus. Brew 1 is all about pineapple. Obviously Sabro brings pineapple, so we're going to get a big tropical sort of hit this one. Hopefully Citra will hold it all back a little bit, which will be good. Yeah, what else can we tell you? I mean, there's some, I might as well read it, mightn't I? Yeah. I mean, there's some notes from the brewer as well on here. It's always good when there's lots of information on the can. It says, don't worry, there's not a meatball in sight in this beer. Obviously, because there's meatballs on the spaghetti and meatballs on the front cover. But what is a truly refreshing after a meal is a fruit salad. And this beer is the fruitiest of fruit salads. Thanks to the combination of Brew 1, Talus, Sabro and Citra hops. The beer will give you aromas and flavours of pineapple, grapefruit, coconut, lime and a smack of tropical juice. Coming in at 6.7%. This bevy has a noticeable thicker body, excellent, and noticeably a thick body, and gives you a real hit of big juicy hops, all contained in a golden hazy beer. Much more palatable than your partner's head, hence the sucking of the head on the front, or the eating of the head, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I think we've read enough there. You get the gist. It's interesting. It has a bit more information. Patrons Project beers are usually always the best stuff you can get from Northern Monk. Night and day, really, to the stuff that you get in supermarkets. I'm gonna actually. No, actually looks fine. I thought the glass was a bit dirty, but I think the dirt is all on the outside, so I should be all right. Let's pour this out and see what we get. So I'm expecting a big tropical hit. Doesn't look as sort of yellowy as I would expect, maybe, or less New England sort of style. It's a very sort of deep orange colour. Talus, though, that usually brings more of that sort of colour. We've got two fingers, fairly compacted, looks like quite a sort of stiff head there. And obviously this lovely sort of orange, very, very hazy beer. Let's see what the aroma's like. Yeah, they're definitely getting the Sabro and the Talus come through there. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was overly aromatic. You're definitely getting those hops in there. You're getting that pink grapefruit, that Turkish delight aroma from the Talus. You're getting a little bit of that woody coconut and lime. And a little bit of pineapple and tropicalness. Smells pretty good. It's quite inviting. I feel like a tropical juice is just what the doctor ordered. So, cheers everyone. Ooh. Oof. Yeah, big flavours with this. No mistake in the Sabro and the Talus. They're big hitters in this beer. Lots of that woody sort of coconut and lime coming through. Turkish delight. I mean, it's the same as what I said in the aromas. And then you've got this sort of sharpness of pink grapefruit, a little bit, and I say sharpness, but it's almost more like sweetness of grapefruit. You're not getting that real sort of fresh, yellow grapefruit sort of citrus pit. You're getting a much more sweeter sort of flavour, but definitely grapefruit flavour. It's fairly soft. I do find, though, that I think putting Sabro and Talus together is a bit too much. They are like cousins of each other. When Talus first came out, it was almost like a sort of a less intense version of Sabro. But I think as people started developing they started getting appreciate the flavour a little bit more. Yes, you can see there's like echoes of Sabro in the flavour, but it is its own sort of beast as well. But very strong flavours. They're very high intensity sort of flavoured hops. Not really picking up Brew One. Brew One, again, it's all really about pineapple, but I don't think pineapple's that massive in the flavour. If it is, it's very much a really over-ripened fresh pineapple. It's not like your sweet pineapple chunks. It's very... I think you get some beers that have pineapple flavours, but they're more lighter and then they're more sort of closer to citrus flavours. This is more on that sort of weedy, dank sort of flavour of pineapple, mixed with that Turkish delight flavour. It's very sort of like a flowery sort of flavour, very sort of perfumey, and that comes through in the Talus. The sweetness of pink grapefruit, the coconut, so you get sweetness there as well. There's a little bit of lime sort of struggling to come through, and a citra is really, I don't know, I think it's late to the party. I'm not getting any of the citra really. It's very much a very intense flavoured beer. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'm still undecided. I'll go in one final time. Yeah, that flavour is strong. It's strong, and it's dank, and it's weedy, and it's those sort of flavours. And there's almost like a dry, almost piney, I'd almost say, on the back end that just develops, but it's not really. I think it's just that flavour is so intense, it sits there, and it sort of, as it develops, it dries out your mouth, and there's that slight, and what you're left with a little bit of bitterness, a bit of pininess. It's not bad, but I think it's a well-made beer. It's pretty soft mouthfeel. So mouthfeel's pretty good. It's sort of medium-bodied. Yeah, it's definitely medium. I wouldn't say it's overly light. It's fairly medium. When you're drinking it, you are getting a sort of dank creaminess, if that makes any sense. It's not a bad beer, but I think Sabro and Talus is a little bit too much, even for my tastes. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Love Sucks. This is a IPA, 6.7% from Northern Monk, part of their Patrons projects, featuring this artist, John, who's a Simpson. Was he just called John? I haven't got my glasses on. He's called John. John Simpson's artist, but I'm not quite convinced that he's a Simpsons artist. Maybe he was the original Simpsons artist, but I think their art has got better since then. But maybe I'm wrong. It's not bad. It's got Brew One, Citra, but more importantly, Sabro and Talus are the big hops in this. And those flavours are quite intense. Let's go through the scores though, starting with aroma. Appearance, flavour, value for money, just over a 5 of this one, and finally my overall experience. Tighten the scores up. Yes, we're getting a recommended, but it's in the middle of that recommended level. It's not bad if you like Sabro and Talus hops. And I don't know, there's not many people that are huge fans of both of those hops, but if you are a massive fan of those, you'll love it because it's all of those flavours. If you've ever had a beer with Sabro in and you're not convinced, or Talus even, and you're not convinced, then I think you're going to find this not to your liking. But it's a well put together beer. It's soft, it's smooth, and it's got lots of hoppiness about it. It's all about whether you like the hops or not. And as I said, total score, slap bang in the middle of the recommended. It's not bad beer, but it's all about whether you like the hops or not. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Lots more beer to come. I know I say that in every video. If you've got this far, you would have heard that before. And also, you would have heard that you should drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.